What's going on YouTube? This is JabberTech, and this beautiful watch in my hand is the Huawei Watch GT2. This is Huawei's second iteration of the GT series of watches, and they have a really great smartwatch on their hands. They did a really good job, but there's just a few things from keeping this on my #1 best smartwatch to buy list. But with First Beat Technologies in here, thankfully this is a really great fitness companion. If you're interested in picking this watch up, check my link down below. It ranges currently from about $200 to $300. There's always some sort of coupon code if I can get for you guys. I definitely will include it down in my video description, so go check down below if you're interested in picking this up. But let's just go ahead and take a look at the Huawei Watch GT2 together. This is the Huawei Watch GT2, and you can just see how it is on the wrist. It's a super thin and light watch. This is a 46mm that I have here, so this does have a speaker and a microphone built in, and taking calls on the wrist was really good. Callers on the other end couldn't tell that I was actually talking to them from my wrist, from my watch, and that's always a good sign. Of course, if you're outdoors in a loud environment, the speaker and microphone on any of these watches doesn't really work. But inside the house, washing dishes, walking around the office, whatever it is, you're going to get a great quality experience if you're in a more quieter environment. The bands itself are replaceable. Now I changed the orange band that it came with. I happen to like this white Sporty Edition band, 22mm if you're interested in changing these. I'll leave a link down below to my favorite watch bands as well. Now for the screen, it's a 1.39-inch panel, and you get about 326 ppi. It's an OLED panel, so the blacks are really black. You get some nice contrasty colors. There was no issue really reading this in direct sunlight, and of course, when you're in the darkness, this will work as well. The watch also has an automatic brightness mode, which means it'll automatically adjust the brightness of the watch to match your current conditions. Inside, you get 4 GB of storage, so you can download music directly to this watch, which I've done so, and you can control your music during workouts. You can control your music whether it's on your phone or on your watch. You can also pair up a Bluetooth headset to this and be able to listen to music directly from the watch without taking your phone on the go. If you're just out for a run and you don't want to take your phone, just pair up your watch with a Bluetooth headset and you'll be good to go. Another thing you want to know, it's 50 meters of water resistance in here, and then the battery is 455 milliamp. For the complete spec list, just check my link down below. You can click on it and you can read all the specs, but I think those are the most important specs, and one of the most important specs is this has First Beat Technologies in here, so it'll give you your recovery time, it'll give you your training effect, it'll give you your training load, etc, etc. And if you don't give the aspiring athlete out there or the actual athlete all those statistics, you're just a smartwatch posing as a fitness watch, and it's not even in the same league. So thankfully, Huawei knows that, and they've given us all the stats to keep us happy. I just want to talk about some of the things that I did not like about this watch, and that's why I can't really say this is the best watch on the market right now, because it comes really close, but there's just a few omissions that I wish Huawei would just include, and this would be on my wrist every single day. But again, all of us have different ideas, and all of us have different things that we want from a smart/fitness watch, and this might check every box for you, but for me, there are just a few things that I've become accustomed to while using other watches. And of course, this is a smartwatch as well, so as a smartwatch, it should do some of these things as well. When you do get a text message, you get a very nice vibration alert. You also get a nice little chime. But the problem is you cannot reply to these messages when they come in. The only thing you can do is kind of see it. I think it would have been a good idea to at least give you some voice dictation, or at least give you some preset replies that you could reply to someone directly from your wrist, and I think that's just a huge omission on Huawei's part. They really should allow us to at least reply in some way or form to a text message that comes in. Another issue I have with this watch is that emojis do not show. Everybody's sending messages with emojis these days, and for some reason, again, Huawei is just not able to display the emojis. Here's the exact message that I sent myself on my phone. I put a whole bunch of emojis, and the only one that came through was the exclamation point. So again, definitely a huge omission on a $200 or $300 watch, depending on where you get it and what time you get this watch. Another issue that I have with this is you do not have any customizable watch face store. You do not have any app store. You basically get what Huawei wants to give you. And while some of the watch faces are actually pretty decent, this is a smartwatch, and part of the fun, if you've been with me for a while and you know my channel, you know I really enjoy different watch faces, and it just helps to change up the watch when you get a little bored of the actual faces that come with it. So the omission of a watch face store is something that I do not like as well. Some of them, again, I like them. I think they're pretty cool, but I just want to customize it the way I want to customize it. And Huawei does let you customize some of these watch faces. So if I go to one of the preset urbans, you can change the data fields up. And while that's cool and all, I still would like to see a watch face store or some sort of app store as well. I do not require a lot of apps. Don't get me wrong, a lot of nice smartwatches like Samsung smartwatches don't have a ton of app support either. Another complaint that I have about this watch is that we do not have mobile payments. There is NFC built in the form of Alipay, but of course that only works in China. So at a $200 to $300 price point, I would have liked to have seen some sort of mobile payment here in the US. And for you guys in Europe, I know you guys in Europe use a lot more of mobile payments than we do here. We're sort of catching on, but the whole point of this watch is that if you're out for a run and you leave your phone at home because you have music stored on it, you also want to make payments at the end of your run, buy yourself a bottle of water and a protein bar. You cannot do that with this watch, and a lot of other watches in this price point at least offer some sort of mobile payment. So if those three complaints really are nothing that you are concerned about, if you don't really care about watch faces, if you don't care about not replying to notifications, and you don't really care about mobile payments, this watch is absolutely perfect. This watch is great on battery life. Now, I tested this watch for a complete week, going to the gym, running, and I got 9 days of battery life. And I think that's absolutely huge. I think that's a great amount of time for a smartwatch when you're using it to track your heart rate 24 hours a day. This does have continuous heart rate monitoring. The heart rate monitor was on point. Now, wrist-based heart rate monitors are not the best, I know this, but in terms of wrist-based heart rate monitors, the one on the back here did an excellent job. This was really on par with my Garmin, and I compare a lot to my Garmin because I think they do a pretty good job with all of their sensors. So the heart rate monitor was on point with this. GPS was on point with this watch as well. It did take a little bit longer to lock on. I'd say you get locked on to GPS within about 45 seconds. If you're in an open field, it locks on a lot quicker. I also liked all the training effects that you get with this watch, and I'm going to switch over to the app and show you, just to give you an idea of what you can expect when you go for a run, when you're out and about using this watch. So just to show you, I did a whole bunch of exercises here with the Huawei Watch GT2. So if I go into a run, let's go into this run from February 2nd, you get to see the duration. You also see your calories burned, average speed, average pace, everything that you're accustomed to on probably a more higher end watch. But thanks to First Beat Technologies, you get all of this information from the Huawei Watch GT2, like your recovery time. You also get your performance. This is your training effect. If you go to charts, you get a whole breakdown again of your heart rate. You get a breakdown of your pace, your cadence. Everything is there for you to view very easily. And that's why I really like this watch. The step counting was excellent on this as well. Heart rate was excellent. Everything was amazing about this watch, except, you know, just the things that we like on a smartwatch, like being able to reply to a notification. I went for a pretty long walk the other day as well. Here it is. You get to see a map of your outdoor walk. And if you do an outdoor run, you'll be able to see that as well. And again, you see your pace, you see your chart, so you get to see what kind of effect it had on you. You can see how long you were in each zone, whether it be extreme or in your warm-up zone just over there. You also get to see your pace, and you can go ahead and see exactly along which point along your route you were in which zone. Your cadence, just about everything that you had on the indoor treadmill. There's your altitude as well. Then if you go into details, you see your miles, duration again. Everything is here, from your cadence, your elevation gain, your total descent, your steps, your performance. Right over here is your VO2 max. So mine was about 54, and you can see in your age group what exactly this is. So you can tell if you're doing a good job, if you're not. So mine is excellent. I was over 51, so I should be in the excellent range right over here. But again, the Huawei Watch GT2 is great for exercise. It's a really great smartwatch, fitness watch, and it's something that if they just make a couple improvements to it, I think this would be the ultimate in smartwatches. And just to give you an idea too, if you go into heart rate, you can go into the month and you can kind of see charts about everything. It gives you a lot of charts as well. For those of you that like sleep tracking, I know a lot of you like sleep tracking. I can't stand wearing a watch when I go to bed, but I did it for you guys. I did it to show you what kind of stats you should expect to get from the sleep tracking abilities on the Huawei Watch GT2. Sleep quality, 83 points. So I'm about average. You get to see a whole bunch of information here. Night sleep. They give you a ton of information. Those of you out there that actually use sleep tracking, Let me know what you think about this app for all the sleep tracking information. For me, if I wake up and I feel well rested, I know I got a good night's sleep, so I don't really pay attention to sleep tracking, but a lot of you do, and it also can track your stress. Again, I know when I'm stressed, but if you need a watch to tell you when you're stressed, this is a great watch for you. You get to see your steps, but unfortunately, it does not let you know how many flights you've climbed. We do not have an app store with the Huawei Watch GT2, but Huawei give us a decent amount of applications here. You get all your workout applications there. You also get your workout records, so you can check everything from the watch itself. Going into it, you get to see all the information that you would on the actual app itself, but you can see it on your wrist if you just want to go ahead and check it out pretty quickly. We also get your blood oxygen level too, so if you go here, you can check that out. You also get a sleep tracking app, a stress app if you need to know if you're stressed, breathing exercises as well, and the one that I like is the barometric and the altitude. I just like knowing those two things personally. Just to show you, this is the startup screen, so it's going to lock on the GPS. This will turn green when it's locked on, but you can start it if you're in a hurry and you just want to go. So you can see everything on your watch as well. Swiping up, you get different screens, so you can see a lot of information. Whatever's most pertinent to you, you can go ahead and see it. You can also race against the AI guy. You can also set some training goals as well. So if you go into goal here, you can set a goal for distance, time, or calories. This is your smart AI guy. So if you want to target pace, say you want to do maybe an 828 mile a minute, you can have your smart companion kind of run with you. And when you start the outdoor run, you just go to that screen really quickly. I'm going to show you that down here. You can see the AI guy, and you can tell if you need to speed it up or slow it down. Again, this watch is really intended to help you. Whatever your fitness goal is, the Huawei Watch GT2 is there to help you, to assist you to achieve your goals. And I think that's a great feature to have on a watch, more than any app personally, but it really depends on what you want from a smartwatch. And I think the Huawei Watch GT2 does a great job at kind of hitting all points if it needs to. This will be your heart rate zone, and it'll just indicate where you are at the current moment. I'm a little low, so I'm not even in any of the zones right now, but it is a nice thing when you're running to see it. Stop the application and you're good to go. So really, if you're looking for an awesome smartwatch, really more focused on fitness, the Huawei Watch GT2 is the watch to get. Just because of how accurate it is, I think they did a great job in terms of pairing up and partnering up with First Beat Technologies, giving us all the training effects, the training loads, and everything else that a lot of active watches out there do not give us, and that's a shame that they don't. But Huawei is on board with that, and if you really want to get fit, if you just want a great watch to take to the gym, or when you're wearing a suit, the Huawei Watch GT2 will fit in. If you have any questions about this watch, let me know down in the comments below. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.